to fly me out to Wyoming with a doctor to lock me up like the movie Get Out because I cried about saving my daughter's life yesterday.
This federal RICO though, KK and Chris. Ooh, the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Chris and Kim is about to be crazy. Hey, right. The feds is coming. It's nothing I can do about it. It's worse than Diddy. It's worse than Diddy.
A lot of things happened at those Epstein parties that can't really be described. Paris also took part in them, and she used to force.
And now the internet is buzzing again. Not with rumors that came out of nowhere, but with claims that seem to connect dots people have been quietly whispering about for years. At the center of it all is Kanye West, a man many dismissed as unstable, emotional, or unpredictable, but also a man who has repeatedly said, "I tried to tell you." This time, the conversation is darker, much darker, because now Kanye's alleged claims are being tied to names like Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, and even the shadowy legacy of Jeffrey Epstein. Now, before we go any further, let's be clear. There is no confirmed evidence proving these specific claims.
Kanye was investigating Kim Kardashian and the rest of the Kardashians after he told us about Diddy. There's a new lawsuit against Kanye West from his former employee who said that he was hired as a director of intelligence and he was hired to look into Kim Kardashian and the rest of the Kardashian for alleged trafficking. He reported that Kanye claimed that the Kardashian clan was connected to criminal enterprises, including
But what's making people uneasy isn't just the accusations, it's the patterns, the overlaps, the timing, the connections that keep resurfacing no matter how many times they're dismissed. Because what nobody expected was this. The same voices that were once ignored are now being re-examined, and the same stories that sounded crazy before are starting to feel a little too consistent to ignore. So let's break this down, slowly, carefully, because this isn't just celebrity gossip anymore. This is a story about power, silence, and the uncomfortable question, what if some of it is true?
So this has to do with somebody that was filing complaint against Maxwell that had all types of Kardashian ties.
To understand why people are even listening to these claims, you have to go back to the beginning, before the billion-dollar brands, before the headlines, before the scandals exploded into the public eye. Kim Kardashian didn't just appear out of nowhere. She was part of a social circle that revolved around wealth, influence, and access. And at the center of that early world was Paris Hilton. Paris wasn't just famous, she defined fame in the early 2000s. She moved in elite circles, attended exclusive parties, and had access to rooms most people would never even know existed. And right beside her, often in the background, was Kim, organizing, assisting, learning, watching. Their relationship wasn't just friendship, it was proximity to power.
Filing references rumors of the complainant's eggs being used for pregnancy, suggesting possible fertility or surrogacy exploitation, though the writer says DNA testing would be required. Sisters use the complainant's name and funds to promote business ventures and financial activity. Cosmetic transaction is cited referencing control tied to Kylie Jenner and a reported $600 million deal.
And that's where things start to feel complicated. Because during that same era, powerful men like Jeffrey Epstein were also operating within elite social circles. Circles that overlapped with celebrities, business figures, and influencers. Now, again, there's no verified evidence placing Kim Kardashian or Paris Hilton on Epstein's Island. But what fuels these conversations is how often the same names appear in overlapping networks. And then there's Kanye. Kanye West didn't just marry into the Kardashian family, he became part of it. He saw the inside, the private dynamics, the business operations, the relationships the public never sees.
Oh, we're just chilling.
In our geriatric bed.
Yeah. This bed vibrates. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Those are in Paris. Paris Hilton, computer party, an Epstein party, they told my high school job.
At first, everything seemed perfect. Power couple, billion-dollar empire, cultural dominance. But behind the scenes, things were falling apart. Back in 2020, Kanye went public in a way no one expected. Tweets, interviews, statements that sounded chaotic at first, but were deeply emotional underneath. He accused Kim of trying to control him.
A lot of things happened at those Epstein parties that can't really be described. Paris also took part in them, and she used to force me.
You should force you down.
He said people were trying to silence him. He even claimed he feared being locked away. Most people brushed it off, said he was having an episode, said it didn't mean anything. But here's the twist. Years later, people are going back and listening again, and this time they're asking a different question. What if he wasn't just venting?
Cosmetic transaction is cited referencing control tied to Kylie Jenner and a reported $600 million deal. Kim is named an allegation involving identity competition and issues tied to children.
Because the main story, the one that's spreading right now, isn't just about Kanye speaking out. It's about what he allegedly pointed toward. According to circulating discussions online, Kanye supposedly hinted at connections that go far beyond personal family drama. Claims tying Kim Kardashian to powerful networks, whispers involving Jeffrey Epstein, and even mentions of Paris Hilton being part of the same elite environment. Now, again, these are allegations, not proven facts. But here's why people are paying attention.
I honestly like to sue my family, to be totally honest with you. I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them.
Because this isn't happening in isolation. At the same time, more details have surfaced over the years about Epstein's network. His connections weren't random. They were built on influence, wealth, and access. And his associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, was known for moving comfortably among celebrities and elites. So when names like Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton start getting mentioned in the same conversations, even indirectly, it raises eyebrows.
Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through.
But what really adds fuel to the fire is Kanye's history of calling things out before they become public. He spoke about industry control, about manipulation, about people behind the scenes pulling strings. And then look at what happened with Sean Combs. For years, Diddy was untouchable, powerful, respected. But now, his name is tied to serious legal issues and investigations. So people are asking, if Kanye was early about that, what else might he have been early about? And then there's Ray J. Ray J has also made statements suggesting there's more going on behind the scenes than the public knows. He's hinted at exposing truths, at revealing things that could shake the image of powerful families. And every time someone speaks out, whether it's Kanye, Ray J, or even fans digging into old connections, they seem to run into the same wall: silence, lawsuits, or public backlash. But here's what nobody expected. The more people try to shut these conversations down, the louder they seem to get.
This federal RICO though, on KK and Chris. Ooh, the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Chris and Kim is about to be crazy. I'm talking about, I'm on the news every day like, yeah. Meaning like I'm gonna say a lot of shit. If anybody know Kim and cool with Kim, they need to tell her now. The rain is coming, the feds is coming. Hey, right. The feds is coming. There's nothing I can do about it. It's worse than Diddy. It's worse than Diddy.
Because then you start connecting even more dots. Kris Jenner, the mastermind behind the Kardashian empire, a woman known for turning controversy into business success. Kendall Jenner and Khloe Kardashian, all part of a tightly controlled brand machine. And then there's Lou Taylor, a name that keeps appearing in discussions about celebrity finances, management, and controversial conservatorships, including that of Britney Spears. Now suddenly, it's not just one story. It's a web, a network of power, money, and influence that seems to connect in ways that are hard to ignore. Does that mean the accusations are true? No.
I understand that she enjoys a close relationship with the Kardashian sisters who helped her to use my identity, and there are rumors of using my eggs for conceiving.
But it does mean people are asking questions they didn't ask before. And once people start asking questions like this, it's very hard to make them stop. What makes this story even heavier isn't just the allegations, it's the emotional toll behind it all. Think about Kanye for a second. A man who went from being one of the most respected artists in the world to being labeled unstable, unpredictable, even dangerous. Every time he spoke out, it seemed to cost him something: his reputation, his relationships, his peace. And whether you believe him or not, one thing is clear: he believed what he was saying.
Look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right?
Then there's Kim Kardashian, a woman who built an empire, raised a family, and became one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. Now imagine having your name constantly pulled into conversations like this. Allegations, rumors, speculation, none of it proven, but all of it loud. And then Paris Hilton, once seen as the face of luxury and carefree fame, now being mentioned in serious discussions tied to dark narratives she has never publicly been proven to be part of. These aren't just headlines. These are real people with real lives being affected. Families, children, careers built over decades. And then somewhere in the background are the real victims connected to Epstein's crimes. That's what makes this so complicated, because while the internet debates and speculates, there are people whose lives were actually destroyed. And that's why these conversations feel so intense, because they're not just about celebrities anymore. They're about truth. So where does this leave us? With more questions than answers. Kanye West has spoken, again and again. Whether you see him as a truth teller or someone misunderstood, he's not staying silent. Kim Kardashian continues to build her empire, staying largely quiet on these specific claims. Paris Hilton moves forward with her life, her brand, her family. And the legacy of Jeffrey Epstein continues to cast a shadow that refuses to disappear. But here's the thing about stories like this. They don't end quickly. They evolve, they resurface, they grow. Because the internet never forgets, and people don't stop digging. Maybe these are just rumors that will fade away, or maybe they're pieces of a bigger picture we don't fully understand yet. Either way, one truth remains. Power protects itself until it doesn't. And when it cracks, everything comes out. So the real question isn't just what happened, it's what haven't we seen yet? Because if history has taught us anything, it's this. The loudest stories aren't always the real ones. Sometimes the truth is hiding in the whispers. And as this story continues to unfold, one thing becomes impossible to ignore: the silence.
I'm so angry and I cry every day. It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. For my sanity, I need you, the judge, to approve me, do an interview where I can be heard on what they did to me. And actually, I have the right to use my voice and take up for myself.
Because in a world where every little detail is usually addressed, clarified, or denied within hours, this situation feels different. The conversations keep growing, the questions keep stacking up, but the answers, they never seem to fully arrive. And that's exactly why people are paying attention now more than ever. We've seen this pattern before: powerful names, serious allegations, and then suddenly, distractions, new headlines, new stories to shift the focus. But this time, people aren't looking away so easily. They're revisiting old interviews, old clips, old statements, trying to piece together what really happened behind the scenes. And whether you believe Kanye or not, whether you think this is all coincidence or something deeper, one thing is clear: this story has struck a nerve. Because it's not just about celebrities anymore. It's about power, influence, and the idea that some truths might be hidden in plain sight. But here's the reality. We may not get all the answers right away. In fact, we may never get the full picture. And that's what makes this so unsettling. Because when questions go unanswered for too long, people start to wonder why.
So now, the spotlight is brighter than ever, the pressure is building, and sooner or later, something has to give. Whether it's the truth coming out or these rumors finally being put to rest, one thing is certain: this story is far from over. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think about everything that's coming out? Do you believe there's more to this story than we're being told? Or is this just another internet storm that will fade away with time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your voice matters in conversations like this. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and pushes these discussions to more people. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future updates, because we'll be following this story every step of the way. Stay aware, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.